Thousands of last-minute Christmas shoppers flood stores across the island. A dozen people injured in an accident involving a public service vehicle. And in sports, the WICB responds to CARICOM's call for a new governance structure.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Evening News. Well, true to form, Barbadians flooded stores across the island in what can be described as a last-minute scramble to finalize their Christmas shopping. Shane Seeley visited Warrens and the city and filed this report.
Long lines have been the feature at stores, supermarkets and retail outlets right across the country as Barbadians make those last purchases in the lead up to Christmas Day. Now, there's been at least one report of things getting a bit out of hand at one establishment. But for the most part, we've been hearing from store managers and some of the people, just doing their shopping, that things have been generally good, even although they've had to wait in line quite a while. The story was much of the same at popular supermarket, Price Smart and Cost You Less. Hundreds of people, long lines and trolleys packed to the brim. Bajan songstress Alison Hines was in the midst of it all.
There is a little frenzy about everything that's happening right now, and people's like trolleys are like ridiculously piled. Especially, with the drinks and all kinds of drinks, alcohol, soft drinks, every possible thing you could think of. And the lines are quite long.
Now, this was the scene at a local establishment in recent days. In this viral video, people were reportedly rushing and pushing for cakes. But this was not the case today, Christmas Eve, as some stores made sure that they could meet demand.
Right now, a lot of people are going for hams and sodas and beers and alcohol. But that's what most people are going to be going for. So we focus on that. And like I alluded to before, service is very big. And we know that once we put on that extra bit of service to make sure that the lines are going smoothly, that people don't have to wait that long in lines, that the experience will be a lot better.
Over in the city, every cashier in Cave Shepherd was crowded with people mainly gift shopping. And according to location manager Andrew Wilkinson, people have been spending.
It's one of the better Christmas seasons we have had for many years. Actually, Christmas season has been very positive. Sales have been up, and we are really enjoying the Christmas season.
These shoppers had mixed reaction about the experience.
I don't find it a problem. This is my time of the year, so I'm prepared to wait.
I have done all of my shopping already. I just walking around with her and doing a few little things, but the long lines, can't take it.
Some stores closed a little earlier than usual today to allow staff to head home and prepare for Christmas. Shane Seeley, CBC News.
Well, despite many warnings for road users to be extra careful this Yuletide season, a dozen people were injured in an accident involving a route taxi and a car this afternoon. The accident occurred around 2 p.m. on Maxwell Main Road. Two people, the driver of the car and a female passenger on the route taxi, were seriously injured and taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. 10 other passengers on the public service vehicle also complained of various injuries. Some of them were treated on the scene while others were taken to hospital. The route taxi driver, Oscar Maloney, says he was en route from Oistins to Bridgetown when the collision occurred. He also received injuries.
Well, at first, only my legs was burning me. Up to now, my legs were still burning me, but my back then, two sides of my back now starting to burn. So I told the paramedic about it. He told me, well, hang in there a little bit, he can check with me shortly.
Mr. Maloney, who's been driving for over 30 years, says what he learnt recently on a course hosted by the Barbados Transport Authority helped him to avoid a more serious accident, and he would like all PSV drivers to take the course.
It helped me to actually look 2 or 3 sides before, because it taught me to think before I react then. Even though the space there was very limited, it taught me to think on what to do before I actually react to the situation.
The driver of a transport board bus escaped injury today when the vehicle he was driving burst into flames. The incident happened at Isolation Road in St. Andrew around 6 this morning. Marketing and Communications Manager at the Transport Board, Linda Holder, says the bus was headed to St. Andrew's Church when the fire started. Luckily, no passengers were on board at the time. Barbadians can look forward to further efforts being made to improve the island's transportation system in the new year. Word of this from Transport Minister Michael Lashley. Among the initiatives are the introduction of new routes and plans to improve the aging Transport Board fleet.
We are now looking at ways and means in terms of how we can improve the transport system. We have to get extra buses. We have a very senior fleet, and if buses years old, you're going to have issues. So we are seeking now to do a two-pronged approach, to import some buses and also to employ local Barbadians to build the bus bodies and to use chassis that are imported, so we can further develop that manufacturing industry that used to build buses before.
Well, 7 children are tonight contemplating Christmas without their mother, Callie Ann Gill. The 35-year-old was fatally stabbed yesterday by an unknown assailant at Niles Road, St. Peter. 5 of her children are now with their grandmother, Althea Hines, at her Crab Hill St. Lucie home. CBC visited that home today. Miss Niles says she was at home when she heard about the incident, but still doesn't know the full details about what happened. She says her relationship with Callie Ann was quite good for a while, but then things changed.
By the time she changed her attitude and decided to go to Spice Town, down Farm Road, she just get aggressive. She just curse. You can't tell her nothing. She drink. She do her own thing.
Well, Ms. Hines is particularly concerned for a 4-year-old child who has been unaccounted for since the incident. Meanwhile, Ms. Hines, whose son is father to 5 of Callie Ann's children, says she had long taken charge of caring for the little ones. Though acknowledging the situation will be uphill from now on, she says she's working and is dedicated to the children's well-being.
I take care in Jesus' name. With Christ in the ship, we can ride any storm.
Well, coming up after the break, safety tips from the power company. But first, we want to hear from you on this question. Are you a last-minute shopper? Text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll have those results for you at the end of the news.
Christmas at all. I remember when you were here and all the fun we had last year. Pretty lights on the tree, I'm watching them shine. You should be here with me. Baby, please come home. Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, it's that time of year to be with friends and family, spreading lots of joy and cheer. Gather around the Christmas tree, come let us celebrate. The light of love must shine brightly. Let us make this Christmas great.
Season's greetings from the Barbados Light and Power Company.
Remember to unplug the tree. We always knew it, and December's systematic survey confirms it. The majority of Barbadians are watching CBC TV8 between 7 and 10 p.m. That's a prime-time audience that spans all socio-economic groups. So when you really want to reach an audience, then there's no better option than CBC. CBC TV8, your nighttime market leader.
Think safety this Christmas season. That's the message from the Barbados Light and Power Company Limited to its customers and staff as they light up and decorate their homes. Communications Coordinator Jennifer Blackman is reminding them to continue to think about their well-being amid the hustle and bustle.
Christmas means lots of decorating, especially with lights. So remember to check that your lights are in good working order before you hang them for another year. Don't overload your socket. Don't connect more than 3 strings of lights in a series. If you're using an outdoor electrical socket, cover it to protect it from water. Don't run electrical cords under a rug or mat. Remember to disconnect your Christmas lights from the electrical source before you replace broken or blown bulbs. Don't leave your Christmas lights on overnight while you sleep. Christmas lights left on for extended periods of time could be dangerous and at risk of overheating. Check your equipment before you use it. If you have any electrical concerns, please seek guidance from your electrician. For major electrical concerns, please call Light and Power.
This year, the Light and Power has partnered with Caribbean LED Lighting as it continues to promote energy efficiency and safety.
To encourage persons to use LED Christmas lights. They are low voltage and use less electricity, give off little heat, and they have safety features such as insulation, no plug connectors or adapters, so there's no temptation to overload. Light and Power wishes everyone a safe Christmas holiday.
A huge vote of confidence in Barbados' potential to continue attracting wealthy investors is coming from a multimillionaire who's been coming to the island for almost 50 years. Tony Dawson, a property developer and an investor, shared his views during a recent interview with CBC. Ryan Broom has the story.
With sun, sea and sand now only constituting the basic package in modern tourism marketing terms, businessman Tony Dawson says whenever he travels around the world, he lets everyone know some of the key reasons why Barbados is so unique.
When I talk about Barbados, I use a catchphrase, and that is Barbados has it all. And I challenge people. I say to them, look, where within an area of just 5 miles can you have great beaches, sailing, golf, polo, horse racing, motor racing, iconic hotels like Sandy Lane, great restaurants like The Cliff, and no one, I asked you earlier, remember, and you couldn't think, there isn't another place in the world like Barbados. Barbados is unique, and I think that's what it should be pushing. It should be getting that message out there. You can do all of these things. You know, people just don't sit on beaches anymore. I mean, people want to get around, do different things, try different things.
During the interview at the luxurious Port Ferdinand in St. Peter, Mr. Dawson said Barbados more than holds its own with the biggest names around the globe.
If you push all these unique aspects together, I think it's a great offer. It really is unique. You can't do it in West Palm Beach, you can't do it in South Beach, you can't do it in the south of France, you can't do it in Cannes or Nice. You can do all these things here within 5 miles of where I'm sitting. Well, 10 miles, you know, you've got to go into town, you've got to go to the Garrison for horse racing, if you see what I'm getting at. It's a fabulous place.
Still, he says there's at least one area that Barbados can seek to capitalize on to further enhance its variety in terms of accommodation.
What I think the place needs, and what is the trend or the global trend, is more boutique style hotels, you know, smaller hotels, more intimate, more design led than corporate. Although if the big new Four Seasons comes here, it would be fantastic. I think, you know, that would be a great flagship for Barbados and get people looking at the country again, looking at the product more, which is what you need. You need people to take another look at Barbados.
Ryan Broom, CBC News.
Barbadians all around the world are preparing to celebrate the island's 50th anniversary of independence next year, and the members of the Wiltshire family in Brooklyn, New York are among them. During their recent Thanksgiving celebrations, they shared memories of life in Barbados.
Joseph and Jean Wiltshire both left Barbados before independence in 1966. And while they celebrate the U.S. holidays like this Thanksgiving dinner with all that comes with it, they still have very fond memories of the island. For Jean, it's the outstanding education system here, which gave her the foundation she needed to survive her move to Brooklyn.
I'm very proud of my beginning years in Barbados because I've learned how to adjust, I've learned how to be, you know, to help myself to move on in life. And I'm proud of the education I got back there. Until I, you know, when I came here, I was considered well educated because of, you know, my education back in Barbados.
Jean also remembers that first Independence Day in 1966, even though she was not in Barbados.
We had a nice ball for the independence, and I was an usher at one of them, and we had a very good turnout, a very good crowd, and everybody was happy that Barbados was finally being let go from under the British rule.
Joseph, who lived in Dash Valley, St. George, left the island in 1963 for the UK before moving to Brooklyn. Looking back, he thinks that despite the laudable progress Barbados has made over the years, the old-time practices were better. One of them, growing what to eat.
Just above the house, you know, we had about what, 4 or 5 kitchen gardens there. And, you know, I used to look after that thing, you know, some everything from the 5 kitchen garden. But when I've been back home now, I see everybody scratching even to get a tomato or okra, you know, or something like that. I said before, we didn't have to scratch, you know, for that. We just go out the door, into the kitchen garden, and pick what we want.
And businesswoman Maureen Wiltshire Dalrymple was visiting Brooklyn over the Thanksgiving holiday. She's happy with the direction in which Barbados is going, especially in education. But she talked about what else can be done.
With our educational system, I'm saying that they prepare you to work for somebody versus being your own business. And what I would like to see is that now we work to train our young people to be better citizens and entrepreneurs versus just going to work for somebody.
And even though they are abroad, the Wiltshires still had this message for Barbadians.
On behalf of the Wilshire family in Brooklyn, New York, we'd like to wish you all, our friends in Barbados, a
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Well, still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region. But first, we want to hear from you on this question. Are you a last-minute Christmas shopper? Text yes or no to short code 8111. The results at the end of the news. And remember, you can also follow us on Twitter at CBC_newsroom and on our Facebook page, CBC News Barbados.
Tis the season and Byko is giving you great holiday specials. All flavors of 4-liter Byko Value Pack ice cream for $34.99 and delicious Double Delight 2.5 liters for just $36.99. All prices are VAT inclusive and available from participating outlets. And the Byko Direct Outlet for a limited time only. Christmas just isn't the same without Byko ice cream. So stock up now. Happy holidays from all of us at Byko. This offer is not available from Byko Mobilers.
Oh, wait. Before we start drinking, I want you to do something for me.
Like? Sound like what?
I want you to write a question on a napkin. And before we leave here, try to